Kia ora, Aquarius. Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. So yeah, I just really want to say thank you to all of you Aquarians out there who have subscribed to my YouTube channel and or followed and liked me on my Facebook page. And I just take this opportunity now to invite those of you who haven't done that, haven't subscribed or followed me on my Facebook page. Those of you have come across me on Facebook, yeah, to do that now. That would be awesome. Also just want to say that also I'm available for readings and or healings. And I have some new packages that I'm working on for like life coaching, that sort of thing, and or mentoring. But some, you know, what do you call it? Not you. Where are they going with that? Workshops of the likes as well. So something like that to help get us cracking, basically, and to help and shift some things to help us get cracking into toward whatever it is. And it's a beautiful spirit of pulling together a beautiful healing package there for us. Anyway, so if you would like to find out more information and book into for a reading of personal for some specific information for you, my details are in the description box below. So you can contact me there. So I just want to also remind everybody that these reads, the messages that come through are general, so they may or may not resonate with you fully or at all. So if they don't, then just check out one of your other signs. So, and if you don't know what your other signs are, they check out there's a link in the description box below too, as well, that will take you to a website that has a free calculator and will work that out for you. So, and why I was saying that is because these reads are for Aquarius. If you're watching, for your Aquarius in your sign, Aquarius is in sign is either for is in your, gosh, so I'm getting a little bit tongue tied. It's for Aquarius sign is in your sun, moon, rise, or Venus, rising or Venus sign for you. Okay, so finally got that out. So there's a lot of, I'm feeling like there's a lot going on, but it's not in a rush. There's a bit of a calm feeling with you guys, Aquarius. So, and maybe, because I'm feeling there is some contemplating, or you've gone through something, or you've been going through something, and for a lot of you, I feel like there is a you've come to a conclusion, basically. So there's a sense of peace and calm about you, with, you know, something that's been, or certain things that have been happening around you at the moment, and whether it's in spiritual growth, physical, you know, mental, emotional, sort of, but body, mind, spirit, there's some sort of more of a balancing actually that's come about. So you've been obviously doing some really amazing processing with you. So I just want to say I've got a bit of a cold, so I might have a cough here and there, and I'm not going to edit it, so it's just going to have to go with it. So I apologize for that, or clearing my throat. But however, I feel like with your video, it's kind of like doing yours. I'm not going to do that. So that's so cool. So thank you, Spirit. Anyway, so I'm going to be using, so there's a sense of not slowing down, but a sense of, well, calm is the only word I can say at the moment that's coming to me. But there's a phase, and you may have been feeling like time has slowed down, or time is just moving in the way that it's meant to be moving. And there's something about, there's maybe more of an acceptance with that and going with the flow. And when you're going with the flow, you maybe have realized that actually it's much easier just to go with the flow and deal with whatever comes up, rather than, and when it comes up, and always having, like, in the back of your mind, like there's a plan or an idea, or thoughts and feelings that are maybe, you know, as in goals or a strategy, but it's not like rushing into feeling like there's that feeling of need to rush into it like a bull at a gate because of fear, or because you're scared, or because you're, you know, and those sorts of things. It's just because, okay, well, if whatever happens, happens, and we'll deal with it when we get there. There's that sort of energy that's there. So there's something in that sense that's going on that I'm feeling for this month. And some of you, like, you may already be in it right now, or feeling that, sensing it now. So this is for the, this read is for the month of August, the 2020 August month. August reading session. But today I'm videoing this on the 30th, so it's Thursday the 30th of July. So obviously it's quite close to August, so this will blend into August as well, and we'll catch up with a weekly read next week on Thursday to either, I don't know where they're going with this, to follow up with this, or to bring some information that will help you move through the rest of the month for that week anyway. Cool. So anyway, I'm going to be using the Sacred Earth Oracle deck today for this month's reading, and for August month, the month of August reading, and the tarot deck, but also the archangels who have, you know, given me some messages, and we're like working on a deck together. They've made an appearance and wanting to like share a message with you as well. So okay, so the first card out, I've just started shuffling as I was yakking, is moderation. And this one here, so we kind of like talked about that. So there's something in moderation. It's like, I feel like there's something that you may be working through and doing things, and it's about in moderation of it. Obviously, they've got like, it's kind of like doing things in moderation, and you may be feeling like you want to like run and get going with some things through this month as well, but they're just talking about doing things in moderation, and having this burst of energy and reminding yourself, because you might, like some of you may have a tendency to run yourselves ragged, and that maybe like last month or coming into this month, it's like you may have got a cold or something, and you've been able to get through it, but it's like time, you may have been going through a time, or will need to go through a time this month of recuperation and rejuvenation and that sort of thing. So, and doing things in moderation to get your energy back and to see something. Now there's a card that's flipped over that way as well. Friction. So there could be a little bit of friction with you doing that, and there could be a little bit of friction with some people that are around you, because you're like doing things in moderation. And some people, you know, when we make changes, some people don't like that. They think, oh, there's something wrong with them, or there's something that's not right, or whatever. But it's like, something probably is right. You're just needing a rest. So some people, there may be some friction in that way that's coming in, but it's like, this is kind of like, okay, this is about not letting your emotions get in the way. But this is about also communication as well. Aries, communicating your thoughts, your ideas, and making some decisions, but also asserting your power, basically. And of course, asserting it in the most positive way that you can. Of course, I've just dropped these cards. And these two come out, perspective, okay? Perspective and fortitude. Now, fortitude, because I didn't, okay. Fortitude, so okay, I actually didn't really know what fortitude meant, but I'm going to Google it again, because I do feel like there's a sense of like fortitude as in the fort, and like I'm hearing fort as in protection of your energy, of yourself. But I'm also hearing that, you know, because it's about, fortitude is about courage and adversity, or courage, bravery, that sort of sense where you have been through, or somebody has been through an arduous sort of journey, whether that be you or somebody else. But you in the perspective, which is interesting, is that, but you have your perspective about that, and others have their perspective. But I feel like for a lot of yous out there that can resonate with this, that you may have been through a long, arduous journey in helping someone through being through their long, arduous journey of you know, courage and pain. Courage and pain or adversity are the key words there. And you know, whether it be, you know, there could be something where there may have been some mental and emotional strength in facing something that you know, faces some sort of difficulty or adversity, danger or temptation, you know, in a courageous manner. So, you know, what I'm thinking, what I'm hearing is it could be some of you might have been like being or might be letting go of some sort of addiction in some way, that sort of thing. Or you may have been working or had a family member who has been, you know, had a long illness or something like with that, you know. It could be you, or whatever that is. It could be that you've just been through a long, arduous journey with a divorce or, you know, or grief in some way. It has taken you on a journey. So there's something to do with that. Okay. But I'm also hearing, I'm just going to go to the tarot cards because I'm not sure where they're going with that. But those are the cards. So that may be the energy that's coming up for you. For some of you, it could be like there now. But I feel like what it is doing is, because we have the Chariot first out the gate. So there is something about some struggle and tension there with the Chariot. Excuse me. With the horses wanting to go that way. One horse wants to go that way. So for me, it's about some sort of balance, bringing together some sort of balance in whatever you're deciding to do. And actually, did you, you know, it may be that there is no left and right, but just straight ahead or continuing on where you're going. And it could be that. So there may be some, but it's all about keeping things, like they're saying, in moderation. There could be some friction there with the decisions that you make, but it's having a good perspective about things and where you're wanting to go and what you're wanting to do. Okay, so, excuse me. So there's some sort of a decision that will probably come up this month for you. But then we have the, you know, I feel, and then we have the next card is also a major arcana. So when these cards come up, for me, they normally, you know, predict or talking about, I don't know why I was not going to say predict, but it came out. But talk about a turning point. You know, there's a turning point in your life, and they're making it known that it's either there for you or you can achieve it, to prompt you along, encourage you that, and let you know that it is achievable. And maybe sometimes, like, you know, getting a wriggle on and making a decision as to what you're going to do, so you're not here nor there, and struggle and, you know, in tension basically, and in your head all the time. And then because the Empress is here, and, you know, she brings about this and shows brings this energy of creativity and fertility. So there's some things, new things coming with relationships, and there's also contentment and abundance and that feeling of security there with the Empress. So that she's achieved, or that is, you know, and she's worked towards, and she's got it there. So there's something there that is achievable, or you're nearly there, and it's, well, there's some sort of a decision that you're making around that. Oh my gosh, then we have the Temperance card, so cooperation. So there's some beautiful movement there within, even though there's all this other stuff going on, there's a beautiful healing and beautiful movement, because the Temperance is about balance. It's also about cooperation and sharing in there. Which, yeah, it's pretty amazing. So you've got all those. So this is kind of like, there's obviously something big happening with you this month that is quite timely. And you see here, look, the Page of Cups has come in with new emotional beginnings. So there's something that you've seen, you know, you've seen either the reflection of yourself and what needs to be done and where you need to be going, or you've looked in the mirror or looked in the water there with that reflection, and it's showing you something about you, basically, about your, and there's a healing there about your emotions and your feelings, obviously, because it's the Page of Cups. So it's like talking about also about, you know, without getting in touch with those emotions and those feelings, because it's all the cups is about that, and intuition, bringing, you know, your creativity, with, you know, because, you know, when we're painting and that sort of thing, or doing creatively, we often do that with the emotion and the feeling behind it, don't we? So it's kind of letting that come out of you. So I wouldn't be surprised if you may be feeling a little bit more creative and wanting to write, or wanting to paint, or wanting to draw, or colour in, or whatever it is for you, or build, you know, do some sort of project in some way. But it's also about, you know, these feelings and emotions, how we connect with others, you know, our relationship with others, and ourselves as well. So there's some sort of movement in there, which is beautiful. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. So, you know, there's some sort of initial completion of work. So whatever you're doing is like something is moving into that. You've done something, you've started something, and there's something that will come up that will give you a little bit of a heads up. Yes, I'm on the right track. So that's kind of wonderful. Oh, and then we have the end of a situation with the Ten of Swords, or a phase or something. So you obviously work through something, and I'm saying obviously because they're not spirited, talking about, you know, that movement and keeping that momentum going. So in this month, and when I'm saying obviously, because this month has the energy, and the potential, with the potential there for you to be able to work through whatever it is. Okay, so this is about communicating your thoughts. Communication is quite big, and you're an air sign, so it's and you're good at communication and making decisions, but asserting your power, as per se, your energy into making things happen. But something comes to an end, okay, or phase, because you've cleared something up through that communication, okay. And I feel that, you know, because there's something here, because you've realizing what actually it is that you want to do, be, have, and or give in your life, and it's kind of like through this, all this, you know, this processing here. For you. Absolutely beautiful. Oops, I don't want half the deck. Yeah. Wow, it's just kind of like really quiet apart from that, with the dogs there. Then we have the Five of Cups. So I feel like you get to a point where there's, you know, you're walking away, and the Five of Cups is about, you know, regret and sorrow, but I feel like you're walking away from that. Like you've sorted out, you've realized it, and it's underneath the Page of Cups, because, like, yeah, this card has fallen in under, and you're finding balance between the, you know, with it, with under the Temperance as well, and you're walking away without any regrets. It's kind of like, whereas you may have in the past. So, and through sharing and cooperation, you've figured that out. Cool. Now there's one more card I feel like that's the wanting to bring out here, because I can't shift. Okay, it's this one. The Eight of Cups, regeneration. Okay, regeneration. So there's something that you've worked through it, you're dealing with. There's a little bit bleak up the top and ahead there, but in this card, when I look at this card from here, you probably can't see it, but there is a tinge of pink in it. In there, and it's like, so there's something that you're walking towards, which is of love-based energy, and because you're you know, you've sorted out, you're not, even though there are emotional things that's flowing, you're not holding on to it, okay, anymore. Now I'm going to the archangels now, and Archangel Michael would like to say something. And what have you got for these? Aquarians. Okay. Create peace. And I guess that's kind of where everything is. It's like creating peace no matter what. Even when there's some tricky, not so yeah, or shitty or crappy situations coming on. It's kind of like going towards that, and you know, may not be able to achieve that with everybody else or others around you, but that's their job. But within you, yes, you know, that's where go within to discover love, which is what that is saying there. So going within. Yeah, Archangel Michael, as you're going through this process, I feel like, you know, with those cards coming in, there's probably some stuff that will come up that you will need to go within. Okay. Oops. Okay. What Archangel Raphael? He's got in here. Oh, take the emotion out of the equation, which is pretty much what they're saying here in the tarot cards as well. Now, some of you there may be a marriage for some reason, and it may be having to do with your marriage, with all this emotional stuff that's going on, whether you're entering one or exiting one. It could be, you know, something where you're going, it could be in a relationship, you know, whether it is a marriage or a de facto relationship. And I do feel like some of you, like there's engagement as well that's going there, but I do feel like some of it is around a marriage that is already been divorced and that sort of thing for some of you, and the emotions are from that as you go to entering a new marriage or a new relationship that has been coming into, pending, you could say. Far out. Beautiful. And then we have, oh, actually, Archangel Michael, that was not in the right deck, but I'm going to bring it out. Feel the love and do it anyway. And then we have, oh gosh, we have this moon one again. So Archangel Michael was in the, I've had him in the wrong deck, but he's obviously popped out for a reason as well. And the moon and the new moon, now this popped up for Capricorn as well. So there's something about taking notice of the moon cycles and how it affects you and what it is around those moon cycles too. So, you know, that lifts your energy, or at certain times of the moon cycles, and makes things, you know, and a good time to make things happen is around, you know, the new moon is beginning new projects and things like that. So we have a full moon that's on the 4th of August that's coming up. So where we at, yeah, which is next week. And then we have a new moon on the 19th of August. So take note of how your energy feels around it. So the 4th of August is next Tuesday, and the 19th is, yeah, about 3 weeks away, on a Wednesday as well. So yeah, I feel like with both of those, I'm obviously telling you to check out keep an eye and just, you know, study, or there's lots of information on the internet about, you know, how, and just be aware of how your energy lifts, and, you know, the ebbs and the lows, the highs and the lows of high ebbs and the lows. God, that's the same thing, isn't it? So my brain's a little bit, you know, the highs and the lows of your energy. I was going to say our energy, but of our energy when I do that for myself, and have a little bit of study, and when to do things and not do certain things as well. So it's pretty, because otherwise sometimes I'm hearing that you may be fighting against the energy, and it may be, you know, and it may be something that you could leave or put aside for you maybe 2 days later when the energy is moving forward. Also keeping an eye on the planets as well, because there's a lot of energy with the different planets going into a retrograde when they start to slow down, and then they pick up again. Some others are. So you will probably feel that. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there for you, Aquarius. This is kind of like a really calm energy, like the momentum is moving, but it's not moving super fast, which is kind of where I feel, you know, the words contemplation come to mind, and, you know, and processing things but not in a hurry, and doing things in moderation, and being mindful of your perspective of things. And I feel like that's why the energy for you is maybe like that, but so you are not rushing, you're not all over the place mentally and emotionally, so you can check in with yourself. Okay, so beautiful. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, and my guides and I and the angels, we're going to leave it there with you until next Thursday when I come back with the weeklies and for each sign. And anyway, we're going to leave that with you with lots of love, peace, harmony, and joy, excitement, and adventure. Bye for now. Oops, didn't touch that.